I need a whole video where I address glitter to give it like a kind of a shimmery look. So that's what I'm gonna put in this first one. I will just have one of those out of body experiences where you're like, what are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Hi guys. It's Mardi Gras, so happy Mardi Gras. Happy Fastnacht Day. Like using up all of your oil and butter and like fat and sugar and stuff up in your house to make donuts before the Lenten fast. Anyway, I wasn't planning on filming today. I was just filming like hyperlapse, time lapse of me doing my shelves. I'm in the middle of completely rehauling, organizing my shelves and like making them all pretty and useful for me for my crafts. And one thing of those shelves is I have these clear bins that I've been putting like some of my bigger projects, like not specific projects, but like if I'm going to be making some things with clay, then I'm going to go into that bin and get all of my clay stuff out. So it's like not something that I need at the ready for my journaling and my journal making and sewing and stuff that I need like ready for me if I'm going to be doing a project like that. So like the first thing I did was my clay. I got all my clay in there, my clay tools, and I was like, this is going good. And then I made this one because this is like my wax seal stamps and my hot glue gun. I basically don't use my hot glue gun unless I'm doing my wax seal stamps anymore. So I have those in here, all my hot glue guns and like the wax, which I am definitely going to get more of because I really enjoyed this project. So I did that. That all went good. I made one for my heat gun. It has my heat embossing things, and that started to have a little bit of like the heat embossing powders. And I was like, only the things that are strictly used for heat embossing am I going to put in here. So like my actual heat embossing powders. And some of these go in here. Like some of my heat embossing glitters. I got all of these from my sister. Then I was like, okay, now I think I can put all my glitters in here because I don't want to have glitters at the ready when I'm doing my crafting. If I'm using glitter, I want to have like a clear mind and I want to know like today is the day I'm using glitters. This is when I'm prepared to get that kind of messy. I started to do like powders in one, like more fine powders in one, and then bigger glitters in another. And I was like, oh man, I have to do two to do that. And then I realized that my glitter does not even fit into two. So I was like, I need a whole video where I address glitter. Like, I love glitter, and I don't mind having to have a lot of things for my glitter, but I don't use it because it's hard to look through. Part of this is like a cry for help, because if you know how to store glitter in a easy to use way, then please tell me, because I don't know. I'm going to show you the mess of it in a second, but before I do that, I want to have a little field trip to my suitcase. Alright, here's my suitcase. So the reason we're at my suitcase is because I think on my first wedding anniversary, like a year after I got married, my husband and I drank a bottle of wine that we had saved, and then I filled that wine bottle up with glitter. And I don't know if I still have that, even though that's something that's like special to me, a good memory, and a symbol of a milestone for me. I don't know if it's something that I was able to keep or not, because our first anniversary was in 2019. Our second anniversary was in the difficult times, and then soon after that, like, we packed up all of our stuff, and we haven't been in a place that we felt like extremely stable. Even though we've been living here at my childhood home, I haven't been feeling extremely stable since we've been living here. It's never been like certain what was happening yet, what was happening like just around the corner. Like there's just so much uncertainty. And what that means for me is I've felt displaced. Where I am living being temporary, I've felt like that for a long time. Basically since leaving at 18, like I never really felt like anywhere else I lived was permanent. And every time I thought that it might become permanent, the rug was pulled out from under me. My husband and I, before we got engaged, we were starting a life in Western Pennsylvania. That didn't work out. And then we were starting, like after we got engaged, we started our life in Eastern Pennsylvania, and we were like, this is it. That didn't work out. And now that we're back in New York, we're like, okay, we're New Yorkers. We in Pennsylvania had a relationship that was perfect, and it is over, and we do not have to revisit that anymore. And now we're thinking about being New Yorkers and what that means for us. Like, where in New York are we going to be? We're not sure yet. And, you know, my parents are getting older. They have 7 children. This house that we all grew up in is too big for them to take care of. So, like, there's always this idea of, like, we're not going to be here for long. But we have committed to stay here, like, while they are living here because of the other benefits of that. But, like, that still means that I haven't, like, our mementos and our special things from the wedding, from that, like, you would want to be on display during your marriage and, like, especially the first few years of your marriage, I haven't had on display. So that basically for, like, 5, maybe going on 6 years of our marriage, our stuff has not been on display. But like this here, this is my guest book for my wedding. I made it. This is technically the first junk journal that I made. So, or like first scrapbook thing that I made. This is the first thing I bound. I have hinges. I made the cover and everything. And like I haven't been showing it because I don't want to open it and like display it, because like packing is really hard and I don't want to have to pack it up again. This is my wedding bouquet. What my bouquet was made out of brooches and like necklaces and pendants and stuff. I put it all together in a shadow box, but I haven't looked at it in years, in like half a decade. And then I know that there's some other like special memento stuff in this suitcase. This suitcase was in the closet, so this is all part of like the cleaning out my craft room and organizing things. So I had to get it out from back behind this that I made for when I had my business as an optometrist. I kept this there as it's a wedding picture, but it's also like, you know, advertisements for getting sunglasses, and my diploma, my degree. So I have, like, those are back in that closet, hidden away in that closet too. They're things that I don't look at, and like nothing in here do I look at either. Because I don't want to have to pack it up again. Oh, I made this cloth. Oh, this is like an interesting kind of garland thing, like a geometric garland. Like this, I like this because it's like forever, like this is what the trend was when you got married. Well, like I really don't want to open this because I don't want to think about packing it up again. And like a lot of this stuff is like all of my, you can see so many towels because I used all these towels to like pad like some of the more fragile things. And something that we had started is a little crystal collection, and we were getting crystals from like different places and different times. Don't have any of those on display. This feels like another one. Oh no! Uh-oh. This is broke. But that's okay. Things break, especially when you make them yourself. That means that you can put them back together. This was our cake topper. So, like, a lot of the arms came off. We had everyone at the wedding during the ceremony, hold a stone. So that's all these. The cards that people gave us. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Ta-da! Oh, it's so good. It's like sand art, but it's glitter art. I love it. At some point I had this much glitter, and now I still have that much glitter. Like, you know, sometimes people do, like, they put glue on the outside and then they put the glitter on it. I didn't do that. This is full. Like, every point of this is full of glitter. It's so stupid. This, I think, is just something that we got on our honeymoon. Yeah, so a bunch of things that I don't have on display that I would really love to have on display. But I'm actually going to pack this back up. It's not bad that I got to look through this. My husband stopped in. He got to see some of the things too. It's all safe. And something that he reminded me is there's some things here if we lived elsewhere we wouldn't have. And like one of the main things of that is that we got married here. That is something that we really cherish. We get to visit the chapel where we were married, and our reception was in the backyard, and that's nice. It's nice for us, and like that's part of the reason why we're here. And that trade-off is okay. Like, I am sad that I don't have like my little trinkets and like special things on display, but it is okay. And it's okay to be sad about things like that. Like, we had a global pandemic, and it's okay to be sad from like the consequences of that. Like, it's okay. Alright, so this was the first one that I filled up, which I'm pretty happy with. I have like all of my little powders. So a lot of my powders are from Culture Hustle. Glow-in-the-dark pink powder. I have like really super pink powder. Every time I look at that, I'm like, whoa, that's so pink. Then I have like some powders that I got from Brambleberry, which is I used in soap making, but now that's not something that I do anymore. I use this in my crafts. And this is my favorite mica ever, the super pearly white. I have the greenest green, yellowest yellow, loveliest blue. Those are all from Culture Hustle. I have the blackest black 1.0. And what's this? Just a purple. In order to use a lot of these powders, I need to mix it into the super base. So I have a bottle of super base, which is just something that you can mix powders in to make it a liquid paint. Distress texture paste, which is just translucent. I use this to mix some of the powders into. These powders over here and all the plastic things, which I hate all the plastic, but there's kind of not another way, because like how are you going to, like, you have to package the glitter or else it's going to be like a visual cacophony. There's got to be a word for that. These are all a bunch of shifting pigments. I don't know why my mouth is not wanting to say that. Shifting pigments, and I love to use those in my crafts. I put all of like the really fine glitters from Glitter Hippo. So Solar Color Dust and Glitter Hippo, same company, but so I got an order from them. So anything that was like called fine glitter, or it has like that number, which is 1/128th inch. That's how big the glitters are. So there's some of those. And then there's some of these that are 1/360th of an inch. So really fine. Some of them are just called super fine. Some of them, like this one, are actually 15 microns, which I don't know how much smaller they are. Whenever you're using anything like this, I just want to do a little PSA. Wear a mask, because these fine little glitters get airborne and you do not want that in your lungs. Those powders. So that was another one. And then I was like, okay, and then like all of my other regular glitter can go in another one. And my foil silver leaf, I got a lot of this for paper making. I have that, but then I have more space in here, so I don't know like what I should be putting in here to kind of distribute it. And obviously all of the glitter is not, this is not making me happy. This is not bringing me joy. Seeing all of these plastic things like this in here, and then like I can't find anything in here, so that's something that I need to address. When I get back to these, this I find okay. Like you can root through them a little bit, there's not too much in it, and you can quickly like go and find the one that you want. That I'm okay with. I also have like this whole box of like holographic glitter, and then like these things, teeny tiny, lots of different tiny containers of glitter, like also plastic, all these plastic bags of glitter. So I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. I don't know how to fix this, so we're gonna go through that and see how we do. I think I'm gonna name this video, How Long Can One Person Talk About Glitter? So I want to talk about my next, like what I think I'm gonna do now. I've already started the process a little bit to separate it into different categories, and the way I want to separate it most usefully for me for my crafts is to separate it in, like if I'm going to use like this kind of glue mostly with this kind of glitter, or if I'm going to use this kind of process with this kind of glitter, or I'll use this kind of glitter in resin, or this kind of glitter with the wax seals, or I'll use this kind of glitter in like shaker cards, right? So there's different uses for them. But another way that we can look into it is to get into the nitty gritty of the different kinds of glitter. I cannot believe I'm talking so seriously about this, but it's true. There are different specifics about glitter. We've already touched on one major category, and that's size. So I was talking about how I had some powders and like dusts from solar color dusts. Those things that were like microns big, or 1/360th of an inch. Those are very, very small micro powders. And those are going to be used in a very different way from something like this, which is like a, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch hexagon. So that also brings up a point of there's going to be different sizes and there's going to be different shapes. Now, uniform, like symmetric shapes are the usual things for glitter. There are going to be some glitters that represent something. Like these are little stars. So this set here is a bunch of different shapes. What I have come to call those is spangles, shaped glitter sequin type things. There are also the sequins that are like the kind of like the concave like circle with the hole in it. Those I call sequins. But then there's also like the bigger like paillette sequins. These ones I would start to call paillettes, or also anything that's like real big. I would call those paillettes. So then there's like regular shapes like circles. That's going to be the most popular. Hexagon, octagon, that's going to be pretty popular. Then there's going to be like rectangular or square. There is the flake. So the flake is still like a plasticky thing. So it's similar to like the metallic flakes, but they're still plasticky. So even these that are like kind of foiled, they're still plasticky. So I think the foil and the like metal leaf and the flakes are all going to behave about the same. So then I have like this next one, I'm going to keep like the bigger glitters. Okay, so I'm just going to get some close-ups here for you. So the spangles, those are going to be the shaped, the gold leaf, or the silver leaf in this case. This is just like little tiny thin foils, and these are all bunched up like this. But in these, it has like an actual single leaf, nice and flat in the entire square. This here is a flake. It's just like an irregular shape, and usually with the flakes, they're pretty iridescent instead of shiny, but then there are some that are nice and shiny. As far as glitter, there are some glitters that are rectangular. So you can see that this is also rectangular, I think, but it's smaller than that one. Hexagons that are smaller. This is a chunky mix, so it has lots of different shapes in there. Round glitter. I have the leaves and the flakes and the spangles. The regular, larger glitter. The micro glitters in this one. And then the specific heat embossing things are here. So like some of those are going to be glitter, but if they were manufactured and sold as heat embossing stamping tool or material, then I just put it in there. And I'm going to start doing that. Alright, so I know this video is like out of control, but I did make a big dent in my cleaning and organization just by doing glitter and figuring out how to put away the glitter. I can't believe it. So this first one has the powders, anything that could be classified as a powder, anything that could be mixed in to something to become a paint. That is what's in here. These are the ones that were sold as heat embossing, and I'm keeping it with the stamp for embossing, with the heat gun, with the little powdery thing to help get the static away, and with the tray that helps you to catch all the glitter. Flakes, also my gold foils, and my spangles, the regular glitters, which could be used any way. So that is how I organized all my glitter. I cannot believe how much space this is taking up. Like, it's gonna be a lot, but I love glitter. I love like seeing glitter. It makes me feel happy when it shines and when it reflects rainbows and when it's iridescent and it changes the color of things and it catches the light differently. Like, that is what I love. This has been a crazy video, but I think it's gonna be a good one. I love glitter. Yay, glitter!